Hello and a hearty welcome to all my students. This is Ajit Anthony, faculty of Mount Litra Z School Jhansi. In this video, we will discuss some of the important topics which was left uncovered in my previous video. So without wasting any time, let's begin. The very first topic that we are going to discuss today is fibers. As we have discussed this topic in my previous video also, that fibers are long, thin strands or thin thread like material which we get from both plants and animal. We can say fibers are the raw materials for our garments or clothes. Fibers are of two types. Natural fibers. Natural fibers are further divided into two types, that are of plant fibers and animal fibers. Plant fibers, as usual, we get it from the plants, and animal fibers we get it from the animals. Plant fibers, they are obtained from the parts of the plant, and examples for the plant fibers are cotton has a fibers around the seeds. That means cotton which we are, or cotton shirts or cotton clothes which we are wearing, the cotton comes from the plant, and hence we can say cotton is the perfect example for the plant fibers. Other examples: coconut fiber, banana leaf fiber, flax and jute. These are all the fibers which we get from the plants. The another topic that we are going to discuss is the animal fibers. As the name itself suggests, animal fibers are the fibers which we get from the animals. Example: silkworm and fur of animals. Over here we can also include leather. The another category of the fibers are synthetic fibers. We can also name it as the man-made fibers, because this type of fibers are not obtained from the plant or animals. Instead, we or the humans make this type of fibers. That's why the synthetic fibers are also known as man-made fibers. Synthetic fibers are continuous filament, while natural fibers are short and delicate. Here we can see the difference between the synthetic fibers and the natural fibers. Clothes made up of synthetic fibers are strong and durable. Synthetic clothes do not wrinkle easily and dry quickly. As you can see, dry quickly, this is the most important reason why we wear synthetic fibers or the synthetic clothes or the clothes made up of synthetic fibers during rainy season. Synthetic fibers have a low absorption capacity and they do not absorb sweat. So synthetic fibers are not suitable for hot and humid climate. That's why these type of clothes we never wear during summers. The another topic that we are going to discuss is cotton. As cotton is one of the important fibers and the type of fibers which are used commonly in our clothing. So it becomes necessary for us to understand cotton and how the cottons are produced. Cotton shrubs are native of America, Africa and India. Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan and Punjab grow cotton on a large scale. Cotton grows well in black soil of Deccan and Malwa Plateau of Gujarat. It grows best in light alluvial soil. Cotton plants need plenty of sunshine and cool and dry climate with optimum temperature of 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. Here we have studied the cotton, what are the requirements that the cotton plants require to grow. They require black soil. In India, cotton grown in Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan and Punjab, which also include Maharashtra as the leading producer of cotton in India. Cotton requires a temperature of 21 to 27 degrees Celsius. Now we will discuss the process of obtaining cottons. There are various processes involved during the formation of cotton clothes. The very first step, as usual, the planting of cotton plants. After the planting has been done and the cotton plant is ready with the cotton balls on them, then the hand picking is done. Over here, it is the first step of making clothes. Hand picking is a process in which cotton balls which are there present on the cotton plants are being picked up by the hands. Over here we are not using machines because cotton balls or the cotton fibers are soft and fragile and machine cannot handle it out properly. That's why hand picking is most common in most of the countries around the world which are growing cotton. The next process in the formation of cloth of cotton is ginning. Ginning is a process in which the cotton balls which are being hand picked from the cotton plants, from here the seeds are removed from the cotton balls. Thus we can say removing of seeds from the cotton plant or cotton ball is known as ginning. Next step or the process is spinning. Spinning is a process in which yarns are made from the fibers. Spinning is necessary because it provides strength to the fibers to withstand the stress, and it makes the cloth durable. Spinning is being done after the ginning. Over here the fibers are being all together joined, twisted, and then form into a thread which we commonly call as yarns. Last step, that is the yarn to fabric. Over here the yarn to fabric involves two major steps, that is knitting and weaving. Over here most of the children gets confused between knitting and weaving. Knitting means bunai and weaving means silai. After these two processes is being done, then we get a final product that is called fabric. Then the fabric is being sent to the shops or to the tailor to make garments. In the next video, we will discuss the jute and the process related for the making of jute fiber. Hope you all have enjoyed this session. Thank you.